All right, I'm still getting set up here. I just got back to the desk, so just bear with me one moment while I get things cruising. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Let me know in the chat, how's your Friday going? How's your week going? All right, let me see here. Pretty much like a rangy day. Pretty slow price action. Pretty slow price action, but that's going to happen. No big deal. John, good to hear it. Carol, what's up? Good to hear it. Good to hear it. As always, smash up the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The goal for the subscribers is just going to be 5,800, which is a lot to get in one stream. We would need 18, but that's the goal. Like goal, we're going with 50 today. All right. Hopefully we'll get enough people to join. We got pretty low ATR right now. It's below a 2 on all three of these ATR values. So that's not ideal. It's not ideal. Just means that there's a lot of small bars. The nice thing with the lower ATR is that your stop losses are going to be smaller, but you have to be realistic with your targets on days like this. I made a wide channel here, which, you know, debatable on whether or not this is really a great channel. I made it just in case. Let me see something here. Yeah, all right. All right. We just came off this low. Basically a 1, 2, 3 triple test to this blue line. And it's right off the midline of the original range. This looks like a failed breakout to me with like a lower high, but it didn't break back inside at that time. So no real setup there. There's only, I know this is going to seem weird, but there's not really like almost any setups today. I only took one trade and it was right here. So I'll just show the trades and then we'll hopefully get something better soon. The EMA that I use is a 21. That white line, it's 21 EMA, and I'm on the 2000 tick chart on the ES. All right, let me just watch what happens here real quick because I want to see if we're going to get possible setup here. There might be a second entry short, lower high for him here, but it's not really off the EMA or the trend line that right there, so I don't love that. It is possible that our trend line was more like this and that this is a close outside, but it's just dicey because it's not really a swing. So I don't love that. And you can't take it now anyway with how far it's already moved, so you just have to be patient. Yeah, I mean, turbo, it's there, but it's too low. You can't short the low like that. If this formed a little further back off of the trend line and off of the EMA, and then it gave us a better close, then sure. But you can't short right there because you don't have enough space to the lows. If you measure this, you've only got 3 ticks to the low right there, so you can't short below this. Yes, it's going to form a second entry short if it breaks down, but you've bounced off this level a few times. It's just super risky to short that. So you can't really take it, unfortunately. Just got to let it cruise. All right, so let me look at the trades here. Really, really short price action day. Sorry, I don't know what I just said, but... All right, anyway. Downtrend, close outside. Another leg here to make a new low. It kind of creates a little trend on its own. Close outside, new low. This is all done over here. So then we have this little spike. And then I looked at this as maybe a possible wider channel. Either way, it's a close outside new high. And then another close outside new high. Now, there is a possible spike in channel there. So you get a close outside. Now, I think that you're probably going to get a new high here at some point. But it got real tight in the open around this zone. And then basically you have this little downtrend. You get a close outside. You eventually make a new low. Second leg to a new low. So this is played out. We still need a new high to be made probably over here on this little spiking channel. So then we get a first entry, second entry short. It's a close outside a new high of the little up channel. We are expecting, we're not really expecting much here, but it's a little bit of a range. It didn't reject that level. So it's a little risky because it didn't actually touch the level there. So I don't love it. You can see it didn't touch the level. That's why I marked it yellow instead of red. And it works, but it's not great. And then ends up turning into this up channel. So we end up with a little up channel here. Kind of see these two legs, but then it keeps going. So after it makes the new high and it keeps going, I drew this wider channel. And you can see it was getting respected pretty well there. So there's not really any shorts or anything. Like it comes up and rejects this zone, but you can't short that. It's still in the channel. Finally, it comes up here. Gives us a failed breakout, but there's no way to short that either. And then it comes down, and finally you do get a close outside and an equal low, which you can treat like a new low. So what we have here is an up channel, right? This wider up channel that gets a close outside. So what do we expect? We expect a new high to be made on this up channel eventually. Now it took a while for this whole channel to play out, so it might take a little while for us to get a new high. But we get this steep channel down. And then this is the close outside a new low because it's an equal low. So you treat it like a new low. So this down channel has played out. Now, a lot of times you get a second leg. So it might try to make one more leg down, or it might do a higher low, which is the attempt at another leg down. And so what happens here is you have this new high all the way down. This is a first entry long. Then this tries to break lower than this bar and makes a higher low, which actually gives us a second entry long above this bar. So this leg here was the attempt, the second attempt down that fails. So it's a second entry long higher low after everything to the downside is already played out. But we still are expecting a new high to be made. So I like that as a long. That's the one that I took today. It ends up being a nice one. You get a little runner on that. I got out up here near this blue line because I just thought we might range. And I'm glad that I did. And then it ends up coming down. And we get this little channel up. Now on this channel up, you can see this is kind of a channel of its own now. And it does get a close outside. But remember, this was really the move up. This was like a two-legged move to a new high on this channel. So it did happen already. So it might take a while for this to actually get a new high if it's going to at all. Because you have this channel close outside. And this is basically a two legs to a new high. If you look at this here, you can kind of look from here. And you can measure this like one leg, two legs to a new high right up here. So you might not actually, this little channel, you might not get a new high from this one because it already was a channel with two legs to a new high and it made the new high on this one. So I want to be clear about that. Now, it goes down and we have this bearish move. Now, I don't know. So again, here, let me see if I can draw this like this. I was thinking maybe we had a wide channel. It was probably like this. This looks a little bit more accurate. And it's a close outside attempt at a new low. It's probably something like that. We might not get the new low there. It bounced off this level. We'll see. Because really, you have some channels working in here. There's a few ways to look at this price action. You could also draw from the lower high here. And you have something a little steeper even. But regardless, mostly just a range day. Not the best. Not the best. There's not a lot of bars. It's pretty much, slow. I said this early this morning that most of the price action was in the top half of the range. So we have a bullish bias overall. So I was expecting moves to new highs. And you can see the all-time high is up here in this kind of pink magenta type color. So that's what we're looking for. This is looking like a two-legged correction, but it just looks more of the same rangy behavior. And that's basically how I see it today. Pretty simple day. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I don't, Project Panic, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. Okay, so Jennifer, are you asking like, I don't know, I don't really know what you're asking. Are you asking how many points does it move? Or are you asking for targets? I'm not quite sure what you're asking me there. Oh yeah. Project Panic, yeah. There we go. The eggplant. What color does Ninja Trader call this? They call it magenta. Magenta. Daryl, it would have been a yellow arrow for me. Because this little up channel hadn't played out. So this up channel hadn't gotten a new high yet. So the short-term up channel hadn't gotten a new high. Now, if it formed where we got a first entry and then it came back, made a new high, and gives a really bearish second entry below the EMA, then I probably would have said, sweet, okay, let's go for it. But it didn't happen. And also, yeah, the range lows are there. So you got to be careful with the range lows and the midline here. But it just didn't set up like that. Hey, Sean, good to see you. Jennifer, so you asked, on an average day, what's a good target for the ES? How many points? I mean, look. Okay, it's really, you're just going to have to go back and pull up some ES charts, I think, and see. Now, I don't know what strategy you're trading. I don't know if you're trading price action like me. I focus mainly on scalping and then trying to catch runners. So I don't really look at it like, oh, how many points per day? I don't really look at it like that because every day is different. Some days you're going to have tighter ATR where it's not moving as much and you're going to be happy with a smaller amount. Some days you're going to have high volatility. It's really going to vary. I will tell you this, like the NQ, it's going to move like maybe 4 times as much as the ES a lot of the time. So you're going to have to get used to that. However, the ES has higher tick values, so it doesn't really matter that much. And also the margins are different. So you're just going to have to, do some testing, I think. I would say test it on a simulator first and make sure that the strategy that you're using makes sense and get a feel for it. So test it on demo first. I wouldn't test it on your actual cash account or even on a prop account yet. I would say test it on a demo and get a feel for it. Get a feel for how the ES might be different in your trading and your strategy and go from there. Been a wild couple of days. Wild couple of days. Not with price action, but just in the world. Like, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? Somebody tell me what is going on. Let me know in the chat if anybody has any idea what is going on. This is a trading stream. I try not to talk too much about, like, current events or politics or anything like that, but... And, like, I tried to avoid talking about it yesterday, especially because of how emotional it all was. And is. But man, like I said, everybody knows what happened if you've been checking out the news. And it was just such a tragedy. Such a tragedy that someone got just I don't even want to use the words because of YouTube and all the way that it goes, but just a real tragedy what happened in the last few days and last couple days, and just feel for somebody like to yeah, I just feel for somebody to like lose their life like that when they have a family, friends, and they seem ultimately like a pretty good person. It's just such a sad thing. Like, it's just terrible. So, you know, I've been seeing some really, really like wild stuff the last couple of days with people. And man, I gotta say, I was talking to somebody, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, man, do you remember when we were younger and like it didn't matter what somebody's political opinion was? Like, it really didn't matter. Like, I had people, like friends, parents, family members that had wildly different political opinions, and nobody really cared. Like, everybody just hung out anyway. It wasn't like a big deal. Like, it was like, it didn't matter if you were Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever, moderate, whatever. It didn't matter. Everybody was just cool with each other for the most part. Like, does anybody remember that? Like, I'm talking like 20 years ago. Even like 10, 15, maybe like 15 years ago, I feel like it was like that. But man, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Because now, just seeing the way that people have reacted to everything and what people are saying and how people are behaving has just been pretty sickening, to be honest. So, it's been just a really, yeah, Sean, I agree with you, Sean. I mean, I agree with you on that. But man, it's just been really sad to see like how some people have behaved during all this. It's really powerful how some people have behaved as well, but man, just wild. It's been a wild couple of days. I tried not to talk about it yesterday too much, and I don't want to talk about it too much today because obviously this is about trading. Like, my stream is about trading. I'm not like a pundit or somebody that is super, I wouldn't call myself like super, like, I mean, I have like I do pay attention to it, but I'm not an expert in that field. It's not something I'm claiming to be an expert in. But man, it's just been sad to see the way that some people have behaved over the last day or two. Yeah, I agree, Sean. I mean, I think that it used to be all I can say is that there's like a manufactured level of trying to create division. Definitely manufactured, and it's definitely pretty evil. And it's been hard to see it over the last several years. I mean, if anybody remembers what it was like in 2020, I feel like it got accelerated during that, and it became one of the most divisive times in our history that I wouldn't say like in our history as a whole, but I mean like in our recent history. Because obviously we've had some really divisive times before. I mean, there's been civil war and all that, but I'm talking about in recent history, like, you know, last 30-year type history or so. 2020 was a really divisive time, and I feel like we haven't really recovered from that. If anything, it's gotten worse. Anyway, so just a little digression from the normal topics, but I just felt like I needed to say something about it because it's just been on my mind and whatnot. It was almost hard to focus on the market a little bit today for me. Yesterday it was too, but I think yesterday I was still kind of like in shock by it all. Like, I was just like, how could this like even be real, you know? But since like yesterday evening and like seeing more stuff and seeing more of what's going on, I've just been like, wow, just what is going on, man? Anyway, didn't mean to make it somber. Hey, Jarvis, good to have you here, fam. Good to have you here. We got a little less viewers than normal. I don't know if people are just because the market's slow. Also, it's probably because I'm going live a little bit later on Thursday and Friday right now, and that's just because of the school year and the way that the way that it works with rides to school for my kids and all that sort of stuff. So I just can't do, I have to do my streams 30 minutes later than normal on Thursdays and Fridays right now. That'll just be kind of how it is. So that could be a factor, but man, also probably because the market's so slow. We'll see if we can get any setups, but the ATR is picking up a little bit, so there's a little bit of movement here. A little bit of movement. This is somewhat positive here. Can draw another little. We'll draw a little one here, just in case we form some sort of a channel. Nothing really that great there. It's kind of basic. Kind of basic. Wait, put on the wrong track. Give me a moment here. Let me. I mean, I'll tell you straight up, Jennifer. You probably know that my answer is going to be the ES, because if the NQ was better to trade, why would I trade it? The reason I don't like trading the NQ is because it just moves so, like, aggressively with the wicks that you almost have to give yourself leeway. The volatility is so extreme on it and impulsive, whereas the ES is way more consistent. The ES has a higher volume of contracts traded, and so I just like it more. And I think it works a lot better overall. Sean, on second entries, do I reset to 0 when there's a double top of the high on the uptrend? Yeah, I usually do. Yeah. I usually reset at double tops or double bottoms. I reset my count at those, typically. Sometimes you can still use that as a leg. It just depends on the context. There's some nuance there. Sometimes also, if you get something like this, where it's like almost a double top, I won't count this as a leg sometimes. Like, and I'll just look at it like a big first entry, second entry type of thing. Like with this being the second entry. But that's a little bit more advanced as well. And you'll kind of learn that over time as you analyze a lot of charts. I actually haven't looked at NQ in a while. Is it in all-time high territory as well? Oh yeah, it is. NQ actually made an all-time high today. It looks like. So NQ made an all-time high today. ES fell short a little bit so far. It doesn't mean that it's not going to make an all-time high, but it perfectly rejected that level yesterday right there, that wick, 6,600. Perfect rejection at to the tick. This yellow line, by the way, was originally just a measured move target, but it's not. At this point, we can remove it. It's not really doing anything for us. Pretty lackluster day. If you didn't take that second entry long, you probably didn't get anything. Unless if you're following the rules, you know. There's a couple of failures, a couple of things, but nothing really that good. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Sean. I mean, that's the thing, like, with NQ, it's like, I like to put my stops one tick below the signal bar. I feel like with NQ, you almost have to put them, like, 1 point below a signal bar, or, like, whatever. There's just all these, like, ridiculous wicks. It's just, like, you have to adapt the strategy slightly because of how aggressive it moves. It just doesn't make it as simple. You have to do it a little bit different. It still works. Like, it still follows the price action. It's just, you have to account for extreme volatility. And I just don't like that. I'd rather just not have to continuously change the amount of contracts I'm trading and all that stuff. Like the ES, it's so much more consistent and easy. I don't have to think about like, oh, should I trade with 5 contracts or 7 or 9 or 10 or like, I don't have to think about it. I know based on the ATR, like what I'm going to be doing. And like, you know, like for example, if it's super volatile, right? If it's super volatile and the ATR is like a 6, I'm not going to trade with the same amount of contracts as if the ATR is like a 2. But what I'm noticing with what I notice with NQ is that that type of thing can fluctuate throughout the day. Yeah, the ES is going to have tighter stops. The ES is going to have also the ES is going to have more consistent stops. That's the more important thing. So like, for example, you know, these bars are all pretty consistent sizes. So my stop loss is going to fluctuate a few ticks, but it's not going to fluctuate like that drastically. So, for example, like here, let me pull out the risk reward tool. Where is it? Here, let's just do this. Let's say you're going short or long. Let's say you're going long, right? There's a long right there. And let's say here's another one. Let's say, okay. You might have stuff like this where your stop loss is a little bigger because the signal bar is bigger, whatever. But I feel like on NQ, you get these crazy bars. And so what ends up happening is that like you might have trades that are like this where your stop loss is this big or this big, and it's like it fluctuates so much that you have to throughout the day change the amount of contracts you're entering with throughout the day itself. Whereas with ES, I don't typically have to do that. So I can trade with the same strategy for most of the day and barely have to change anything. Sometimes I have to change like my target like 1 or 2 ticks, but it's not that big of a change. So that's the way I look at it. I just think it's less to focus on, more consistent. Now, sure, that does mean you're going to have like more consistent profits, which are going to probably be a little bit smaller versus having wildly erratic ones. Like I'd rather take, so let me just draw it again. All right, let's do this. So we'll draw this. I'd rather have 3 trades that look like that. Right? I'd rather have 3 trades that look like what I just drew there. Now I can't. Why can't I move this? All right. Trying to hold on. My bad. I'd rather have 3 trades that look like that versus versus 3 trades that look like this. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. I'd rather have 3 that look like that versus 3 that look like this. And when you trade something that's more volatile, you're gonna have stuff like this down here. So, I mean, you let me know what you think and if I'm accurate there, but that's the way I look at it. Hey, Red Candles, what's good, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Red Candles is an NQ trader, so he could tell us here. Good to see you, Red. So Red will tell us what he thinks about that, right? So I was just someone was asking me about the consistency on ES versus NQ, and what I said was that with ES, you're gonna have a more consistent stop loss and take profit size, and you're not gonna have to adjust the amount of contracts you're trading that often in a specific day. But on NQ, you're going to probably have to adjust how many contracts you're trading with because you're going to have a bigger stop loss and take profit variance within a given day based on the way the volatility is. What do you think, Red? Does that sound accurate to you? Like, do you find as an NQ trader that sometimes your stop losses have to be bigger or smaller, so you've got to adjust how many contracts you're using? Do you find that true? Okay, let me go. Daryl, have I ever used this strategy on oil or gold? Yes, I used to trade crude oil. Works totally well on crude oil. But one thing I'll tell you with crude oil, it has pretty low volume compared to ES and NQ. It's very volatile, but it does work. Yeah, okay, Red. So that makes sense. And that's what I have up here. If you look at my toolbar up here, I have the 21 ATR, the 14 ATR, and the 7 ATR built into my toolbar. And then I have a take profit target, which right now is based on the 21 ATR, and that's in ticks. 4 ticks is a take profit scalp target, initial scalp target. So I have it built into this custom toolbar that I built. And here, actually, you know what? Let's pull up an NQ chart. Why not? Give me 1 second. Let's pull up an NQ chart. Go NQ. This will help illustrate the point, everybody. I'm going to pull up an NQ chart. Bear with me while it loads. Okay. Now, let's change the NQ from 2,000 tick to something more relevant, like 1,000 tick. Okay. So, the ATR, the ATR is pretty consistent right now. It's a low volume day. But you can see the ATR is about an 8 on the 21 period. It's a little less on the 7. So it's telling me that I'd want to go for about a 16 tick stop or take profit on my initial scalp if I was doing it. Yeah, Sean, the ATR automatically adjusts. Yeah, and so does the take profit. Yeah. Yeah, and you said the 5-minute. Here, let me pull up a 5-minute chart. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart on it. Yeah, so if you look at the ATR on the 5-minute, I mean, you can see how aggressive it can change, right? Like, the volume is slowed down a little bit. You can see there's a 79 tick bar right here, but these bars are all way smaller. So when you look at the 7-period ATR, it's different because there's some huge bars in here. There's a 105 tick candle right there on the 5-minute. So it can fluctuate so fast on NQ. That's NQ. Let me go back to ES. And Sean, yeah, that stuff auto changes on the toolbar. It's built in. You can actually adjust the settings. I did a tutorial on. I showed like a beta version of it on a recent call. Let me look at where it is. I want to say it was if you go to the weekly Zooms. I think the one that I did on August 27th. I think if you go watch that, I think I go over it on that one. I'm almost positive I do. I think it was that one. Wait a second. Let me look. Was it that one? Yeah, I think it was the August 27th one. I think I went over the toolbar on that one. So go back and check it out, Sean, in the paid community, and you'll see it. Yeah, so there you go. So Red, you give yourself more wiggle room based on that ATR. Exactly. So that's the thing. Whereas on the ES, yeah, so Jennifer, the minimum scalp take profit is going to be 4. That's the minimum for me. But I'll go bigger based on the ATR being bigger. And it sounds small compared to NQ, but 4 ticks is a point on the ES. It's worth $50 on one contract. So it's actually a lot bigger than you'd think. Because if you're trading with a few contracts, it adds up pretty quick. Yeah, that makes sense, Sean. You can just open the Fathom link to it and go to the part where I talk about it if you want to just check it out. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Red. You're right in that way that, like, I mean, the NQ, like, the largest companies in the NQ are in the ES, so it makes sense that they're kind of going to move in the same direction, of course. Because the ES is a S&P 500, and it's the 500 biggest companies, and a lot of those are tech companies that are also in the NASDAQ. Jennifer, typically 1 to 4. Today I only had 1 because there wasn't a lot of setups, but usually 1 to 4. So on most days I'm going to have like 3 or 4. But sometimes I only have 1 or 2. Really varies. I try to limit myself to 4 because by limiting myself there, I tend to have better results over time. If I start taking more than that, I found that my win rate starts to decrease, and that probably just has to do with trading too much. And I do this in a way that I try to keep the stress levels low. So it's like take a few setups early on and just be done. That's the way I do it. Oh, yeah. Gold can be wild. And Daryl, you asked about that. So let me go back to that. I used to trade crude oil. I never traded gold futures. I never have. A lot of people like it, but I'm not I don't know. If I'm going to trade that, I'll just trade Bitcoin. But the thing is with crude oil is like trading the NASDAQ, but it's even a little bit more chaotic. So I traded it for a little while. I used to trade ES, NQ, and crude oil, but I found that I got better results looking at just one chart instead of 3. So that's why I stopped doing that. But yeah, for sure, Red. You got to watch out for gold from what I've seen. I've looked at the chart a few times because people will ask me about it. Let's go look at NQ for a second. I'm going to pull up a 1,000-tick NQ chart for a second here. How fast are these printing? 9:22, 25, about 3 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes a piece. Let's see what we're getting over here. Yeah, it's about the same. So right now, a 2,000-tick ES chart is the equivalent on NASDAQ is basically on NQ is a 1,000-tick. So each one of these NQ candles is 1,000 trades, whereas on the ES, each one is 2,000 trades for them to equal out to about the same time frame. And that's because there's a higher volume of contracts traded on the ES. That seems to be the way that it goes. That's always been how it is. The NASDAQ has definitely gotten more popular, though, because it used to be that like an 800-tick chart on the NQ was about the same as a 2,000 ES. So the NQ has definitely picked up in volume over time. It's gotten more popular to trade. A lot of that, I think, is because of prop firms. If you zoom out and look at the NQ, you kind of do have a pretty decent little day because it looks a lot different. Like the NQ's price action today, to me, looks like a spike in, kind of like a spike in channel of some sort. Little spike there, and then it seems to have formed a channel after this move here. So if you zoom out and look at the NQ, kind of looks like this. Sort of a spike in channel, which is pretty nice. But you still have to deal with some volatility. Like there's a second entry long there, but it's below the EMA. Not perfect. Down here, you actually get a second entry long right there. It's kind of a weird one, but there is one there. Let's see. I don't see a lot of great setups, but there's some okay ones. Yeah, not the best. Not the best. There's not that many setups on NQ today either. Anyway. I'm going back to ES. I just wanted to take a look since people were asking me about it. I don't typically look at it very often, but why not? All right, let me X out of it. All right. I trade the 2,000 tick chart, so each one of these candles is 2,000 trades. It really is going to vary. Like earlier in the session, like over here, it was like basically like trading a 1 minute, a 30-second to a 1 minute chart earlier in the session. But then as the session slowed down, now it's kind of equating to basically like a 3 minute, 2 to 3 minute chart. So it varies based on the volume of contracts that are transacting. I completely agree with you, Red. Yeah, red candles. That is pretty much, I've said that to people so many times because what happens is actually, I'm going to come back to that. Let me answer Jennifer's question, then I'm going to come back to it. Jennifer, you said minimum 4 ticks, scalp. So what's a typical stop loss? What risk reward? It's going to be 1 tick above or below the signal bar. So I'll show you. So on this candle, this was an 8-tick candle. So my stop loss on this trade was 10 ticks. My take profit was 4 ticks for my scalp. And then my stop loss moves to break even. And I leave a runner with 20% of my contracts as a runner. And I exited those up here. So let's see. So how many points is that? That's about 3 points. So it's hard to really calculate. It's going to vary. In this case, let's say you took a 10 contract trade on this one right here. 10 contracts times a 10 tick stop loss times 1250. So you could lose 1,250 on that trade if you're wrong, right? You could lose 1,250. If you're right, you're going to take 8 of the contracts at 4 ticks times 1,250. So you're getting 400 on the initial scalp. And then you're leaving a runner, which in this case you would have got if you got out at the blue line there, you would have had 2.75 times whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, let's just do it like this. So you get 11 ticks there times 1,250 times 275. So 275 plus 400. So you made 675 on that trade. So you're trading with basically, on that trade, it's roughly a 0.5 to 1 on that one. Sometimes you get a runner that's much bigger, but not today. But also you're trying to keep your win rate above 80% with this strategy. So it's okay to have that risk reward. And sometimes you're going to catch a runner, like you'll catch a short with a runner that goes all the way down. And sometimes you get a, like, let's say you were short from up here somewhere. Sometimes you get a runner that goes all the way down and you get like 9 points on your runner. And so it changes your math pretty considerably. Okay, so yeah, Daryl, for sure. And Red, one thing I'll say, yeah, I've seen this so much. I've told people about this a lot. And that is, when you're trading prop firms, this is the thing that really just, it really bothers me. It really bothers me. And to those of you who are just joining the stream, welcome everybody. Please smash up the like button. We're trying to get to 50 likes today. Smash it up. We'll see what happens. We're hoping to get to 5,800 subscribers soon. That's the other target. But what I'll tell you here is this. When you're trading on, should we pull up a spread? Should we spreadsheet this? Should we nerd out? Should we nerd out and spreadsheet this? Let's nerd out and spreadsheet this. Let's do it, fam. We're going to nerd out and spreadsheet this. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to nerd out for a second, and we're going to spreadsheet this. All right. Zoom in a bit here, too, so you guys can see it. All right. So, if you're trading on, this is going to be cash account, and this is going to be prop account down here. Okay? The thing is, if you're trading on a cash account, and we'll use ES and NQ. Let's say your cash account has, let's actually not even say it. Let's just, this is going to be ES entry cost, NQ entry cost. So if you're trading on NinjaTrader, whoops, this is what it is. On NinjaTrader, to enter an ES contract, you need $500 to buy a contract. On NQ, you need $1,000. This is on a regular cash account, right? Put a black line here. Okay? Now here's the problem. On a prop account, the cost is the same, but they don't really give you a real cost. They just tell you how many you can enter. So then what we do is we'll say ES limit, NQ limit. So let's just assume you're trading with a prop account. I don't know. Let's just call this like a 50K, whatever it is, Apex account, right? Well, your limit is going to be 10 and 10. Here's the problem. The ES limit is going to be dependent on your amount. So let's say your cash account has, let's say your cash account has, let's call it $10,000 in it. This is going to be more like your limit. And the reason, I didn't, here, format. The reason I'm showing this is because the reason I say this is your limit is that you can't enter a full position of 10 of your whole cash account on a trade, because as soon as it moves against you one tick, they're going to liquidate your position. They're not even going to let you enter it. So the way it really works, I always tell people, you need to have at least twice the amount in your account to cover the cost. So like if it's $500, you can enter 10 contracts because it's a $5,000 position, and you'll still have $5,000 in your cash account, right? Because this is going to be $5,000, and this is also going to be $5,000. You can't leave a cash account, you can't leave a cash account having zero. It just doesn't work. Like, they won't let you. Now, on here, on Apex, they don't care. They'll just let you enter with 10 contracts. They don't care. So what does that mean? Well, it means that your position size is worth different amounts of money. You can trade with 10 and you don't realize like that your position size is enormous on an NQ account if you're trading with 10. So what does that mean? Well, your drawdown limit, what's your drawdown limit here? Your drawdown limit is only going to be 2,500 on both of these positions, right? You don't need it to move very far to completely blow up your account. Now, the thing is, what a prop firm should do if they were trying to be reasonable is they should, this is what they should make this limit 5. Because then it would be basically treating it the way that you would treat a cash account. But they don't. Why don't they? Because they want you to blow up your account and buy a new one. That's why. So that's it, man. That's it. Anyway, I'm going to close out of that. So, just feel like I wanted to nerd out on that for a second because it's easier. Okay, what do we got here? I missed a bunch of comments. Yeah, for sure, Jennifer, for sure. Give it a test, give it a test and see. Project Panic. Nerds unite. Nerds unite. Andre, today you scalped ES and you already locked out with max loss. I'm sorry to hear that, fam. Sorry to hear that. But again, you should be trading a demo account if it's your first time trading it. You shouldn't be just trading a prop account or cash account or anything. Trade a demo account. Trade a demo account. I tell people all the time. Start with training wheels. Trade with a demo account. Like, just... Alright. Red candles. You used micros instead of minis. You were able to put your stop loss and take profit far away. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because if otherwise with NQ, you're gonna... It's just hard because of how aggressive the contract moves. Jennifer for... Jennifer, 2,000... Well, here's the thing. Like, yeah, like, if you're trading with one ES contract, you're probably going to be fine with that level of drawdown. You need a huge stop loss to have that hit. Okay, let's see. Risk... What platform? I don't know. I use NinjaTrader to trade. And there's some pretty good tools to do that with NinjaTrader. I can't really speak to it too much, but I use NinjaTrader. Red candles. Yeah, they do that on purpose. They same with crude oil. You could trade with 10 crude oil contracts on a 50K account. That is absurd. 10 crude oil contracts, like, every tick is worth $10 on the contract. Like, dude, you get obliterated on that thing. You get obliterated with how it moves. Like, it just think NQ is crazy. Trade crude oil for a few minutes and you'll see what I mean. Like, wild stuff. Wild stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think ES is... Listen, even if you're not starting out, I'm not starting out, but ES is still better in my opinion. It's just more volume of contracts traded, more stable, more assets, so it's a more balanced asset to trade. And I get people all the time who reach out to me and go, well, if you want real stable, just trade the YM. But look, the YM moves so slow that it's hard to actually scalp it. So you need some volatility. You do need some volatility. Okay, so you're saying if you don't pay for TradingView, what's the best way to backtest? Any other platforms have free? So, NinjaTrader has free backtesting. You can download historical data and then backtest it without even a subscription. So, I was actually experimenting with that with somebody yesterday because they were waiting for their account to be opened. And it was somebody I was talking to, and they were able to download historical data and still backtest on NinjaTrader, and it's all free. You can download it for free. And all that. So I would say NinjaTrader. Andre, okay. Well, that's good that they give you more of a limit. That's actually good. They don't let you just completely blow yourself up. So I think that's good. But what's their requirement on NQ? If they were being reasonable, they would make it only one contract, because that would be the equivalent in terms of margin cost as 2 ES contracts. Sort of. All right, so 1 NQ contract equals 2 ES contracts in terms of the amount to enter the position, not in terms of contract value. 2 ES contracts are more valuable than 1 NQ contract, because the ES is you multiply by the here, let me show you. All right, let me see something. 50 times the ES is pretty much 50 times this is the value of it. It's like 50 times the number. So an ES contract is valued right now around like 329,000, right? Wait, am I doing that math wrong? Hold on a second. Let me cross-reference so I don't give you guys bad info. Yeah, $50. Yeah, that's right. Okay. The NQ is, all right, so this times 2 is worth $659,000. That's how much 2 ES contracts are valued at. What's the NQ right now, guys? What is it, 24,000? I don't know, it's something like that. Multiply it by 20, it's worth 480,000. I don't know if it's actually, it's roughly that. So 2 ES contracts in terms of actual cash value, or actual value in dollars, denominated in dollars, 2 ES contracts are more valuable than 1 NQ contract. However, when you're trading on a cash account, you can enter 2 ES contracts for the cost of 1 NQ contract. So you actually have even slightly more leverage in a way. So keep that in mind. $50K. This is what I would do. I would think about, this is going to depend on how big your stop losses typically are, right? It's going to depend on how big your stop losses are. What I would do is I would never think of a 50K account as actually 50K. So here's what I would do. I would think about it like this. If you have a 50K account and it has a $2,500 drawdown limit, right? If that's what it has, then what I would do is I would think about my account as a $2,500 account. That's what I would think about it as. So I wouldn't think of it as a 50K account. I would trade with it like it's a cash account that has $2,500 in it. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if you trade the ES, you can't trade more than one ES contract on that for a while until you build it up. So you're probably better off to trade the micros, because one ES contract is going to be $500. Now, technically you could trade that, but that's a pretty large amount. Depends on how big your stop losses are, because like, let's say you want to multiply this by, like, let's say you don't want to risk more than losing what? Let's just say you're being pretty, let's say 3% of your account. 3% of your account is a $75 loss. Well, that's only 6 ticks on one ES contract, and you're going to probably need a bigger stop loss than that. So you can't really trade a $2,500 account with more. You probably don't want to really trade more than one ES contract. Realistically, you probably want to trade some micros. Maybe 5 micros is probably fine. I'd say 5 micros would be reasonable, and then you can trade with a runner and stuff. So I'd say with a 50K account, you probably want to start with 5 micros. And that's it. I wouldn't trade more than that until I build the thing up. That's how I would look at that. Hopefully that makes sense. Otherwise, you're over leveraged. Treat it like an actual cash account. How much are you willing to lose in one trade? You don't want to lose more than 5% of your account in one trade, you know, or 3%. I mean, 5% is even pretty aggressive, you know? Yeah, for sure, Red. Yeah, so just don't even think of it as a 50K account. That is a psychological thing to trick you into blowing your account. Think of it as a $2,500 account. Go, okay, I have a $2,500 account. Or let's say you buy the biggest Apex account, which I think is 300K. I think the drawdown is 7,500. Just go, I have a $7,500 account. That's how you should trade it. Just think of it as that. And then treat it like a cash account and go, okay, I have a $7,500 account. How much am I willing to lose on a trade? That depends on you. 1%, 3%, 5%. Some people are willing to lose 20% of their account in a trade. I think that's risky, but you do you. During the London session, what time is the London session? I don't even know what time that is. So let me know what time is that? So Jennifer, let me know what time the London session is. In terms of Pacific time, because I live on the west coast of the US. Okay. I was saying, Andre, I was just saying that would be the minimum requirement that should be in your account just to do it. I'm not saying that you should do that. I was just saying that it's a minimum requirement of having that much money just to do that, but you still shouldn't do. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying that example was just showing you in a cash account what would even be reasonable, and that's still not a reasonable approach. You don't want to be maxing yourself out in your cash account. I'm literally just showing it as an example of, like, if you had $10,000 in a cash account, what would be the amount that would be the maximum that you could even take that trade? So I was just using that to signify how irresponsible the prop firms are. Even so, with more sound money management, you don't want to risk. I mean, if you have $10,000 in your account, the amount of contracts you want to trade is factoring in the maximum amount you're willing to lose on a trade. So for example, if you have a $10,000 account, if we go back to that example, if you have a $10,000 account, you want to choose what is the maximum amount I'm willing to lose on one trade. So maybe it's 3%, $300, right? Well, if it's $300, if we use my example of a 10 tick bar, a 10 tick stop loss, right? 10 tick stop loss. Let's say we're trading with so you wouldn't really want to trade with more than 2 contracts on that trade, because if you have 2 contracts, right? 2 contracts times 10 ticks times 1250, it's $250. I think I did that math properly. So you wouldn't want to actually trade if your stop loss is going to be 10 ticks, and you don't want to lose more than you don't want to risk more than 3% of your account with a $10,000 account. if that's your criteria, then you probably only want to trade with 2 contracts as your maximum for that trade on the ES. Hopefully that makes sense. You have to predetermine how much you're willing to lose in a trade based on your whole account balance. Like that would be just sound money management. So I was only using the $10,000, like what would even be allowed by an actual firm, an actual brokerage? What would they even allow you to do? That's all I was trying to illustrate there. So hopefully that made sense. Okay. I missed a bunch of comments, so let me go back. Everybody, please smash that like button. We're breaking it down today. We are in nerd mode because the market's moving slow. So we're nerding out. We're nerding out on mathematics today. Everybody smash up that like buttons. Smash up the likes if you like to nerd out about mathematics of trading. All right, anyway. Andre, yeah, most brokerages, yep, exactly. Yeah, Project Panic, thank you for that. Sean, yep, exactly, Sean, exactly. So you've been thinking about the amount that you're willing to lose, and that's the sound way to do it. Yeah, that makes sense. Trader Queller? Trader Queller? Sorry, if that's French, I have no idea. Trader Queller. Something like that. Pretty sweet name, actually. Let me know if I butchered it. My bad. Alright. Jennifer, 3 a.m. Eastern. That would be like midnight. Midnight for me? Where's that? Over here? Somewhere? That'd be this move down. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. What instrument? Look, listen. I think I focus on only trading the ES. So that's I can't really recommend anything else. I trade the ES. So Jennifer, my answer is going to pretty much always be the ES, but you're going to probably have to use a different time frame versus instead of the 2000 tick chart if you're trading that session. Oh shit. Whoops. Hang on a second. Sorry, I had a personal thing pop up on the screen. Accidente. So bear with me 1 second, real fast. I apologize. I thought it was on Do Not Disturb. I just need to make sure that something really like personal didn't come up. Give me a second, please. Okay. Sorry if anybody saw that. We were having I was having a rather, well, I guess you're going to see it now because it was in a live stream and that was an accident. But we were having a rather intense conversation about the future of my dog. I was talking to my ex about the future of our dog and how we're going to handle things when he does eventually pass because of the scare that we had recently, and it's just kind of a sad situation. So anyway, it popped up on the screen, so sorry about that, everybody. All right. Hold on, let me come back. Jeez. And then I cursed. Sorry, everybody. Oh, man. Okay. Good grief. Let me come back. I'm like missing all these comments here. I'll scroll back in a second. Oh, you didn't see anything? Dude, it did pop up on my screen. Maybe OBS filtered it out. I hope it did. It popped up on there. All right, let me go back. Exactly, red candles. Exactly. You know? Share it with your audience too, Red. Everybody, Red Candles is another trader, and he's got a YouTube channel. Shout out to Red for being cool. So definitely shout it out to your community too, Red Candles. Like share the knowledge with people, you know. Jennifer, 12 a.m. Yeah, okay. You're gonna have to use a different time frame probably. Yep, exactly. Project Panic. Oh, cool. Hunter-gatherer in French. Love that. I love that. Hey, Andre, this is a question that's come up before. Why is my channel named Freedom Algo? Why is my entire thing called Freedom Algo? It's because originally I used to be an algorithm trader. I used to build trading bots and trade with algorithms. And originally that's what I used to do. And originally that's what I was building. And then I stopped doing it because I became a full-time manual price action scalper because it works better long term. And so I kind of rebranded it into that. And now I just think of it as, hey, this is the algorithm for generating freedom in your life because I'm still a nerd. All right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Red candles, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I know, look, man. I'm sorry for swearing. I try so hard not to. Now YouTube's probably gonna flag me on this one. I try so hard not to. I'll tell you guys straight up. I'm from the East Coast, from New Jersey originally. And I grew up in a working class family. Like even my grandfather is covered in tattoos. Like just a full working class family. Everybody curses. It's like a cultural thing, and it's been extremely hard for me to like try not to do that while just like doing this, because in general language it kind of comes out. Like I do curse as just part of my normal way of speaking. I don't curse in terms of like I try not to say anything like in terms of cursing in a way that's like I use bad words, but I try not to curse in terms of like, you know, taking like the Lord's name in vain type cursing. I try not to do that. I'll say stuff like sheesh, like stuff like that sometimes, but you know. Anyway. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. We're all in this together. We're all a bunch of traders just trying to get better. That's the way it is. Nice. Yeah, for sure, Red. For sure. I'll try to pop in one of these days. Let me make sure I'm subscribed to you real quick. Let me make sure. Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me go to your... I gotta check your... I gotta go to your channel. I'm pretty sure I am. I think I might be... you know what? I think I'm gonna subscribe to you on the wrong YouTube channel. So let me find you real quick, so I can subscribe to you from my regular channel that I use mostly. Oh, there you are. All right. There we go. I just subscribed to you on my regular channel. So now, like on my channel that I play my hand pan from. All right, let's go to... No, I think I was subscribed to you from my, from like the wrong channel. Because I have multiple accounts or whatever. So I wanted to subscribe to you from the channel that the account that I actually just browse YouTube with. Because it's not the Freedom Algo channel that I browse YouTube with. It's the, it's just my name. It's just Nick Bannock. It's my handpan music channel. That's the one I actually browse YouTube with. But yeah, I'll pop in, man. For sure. I know, Sean. You know, such is life. Look, my grandfather's from Liverpool, England, and he's covered in tattoos. So I got all the British Scouse cursing too. I'd never heard of that. Trader Coiler. I've never heard of that. Yeah, for sure, Red Candles. You do the, oh, that's fun. You do the late night streams. That's perfect. That's perfect, man. I'll pop in one of these days, man. I'll pop in. That'll be fun. See what you're up to over there. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. All right. Give me a second here. All right. So I had to tell my ex-wife that I thought that that her message popped up on my live stream, so she didn't get mad at me for it. But it's all good. Oh, classic. I don't even know if it actually did. I don't even know if it did. Everyone said that they didn't see it, so that's all good. Sheesh. Sheesh. All right, let's do a poll. We haven't done a poll in a while. Let's get one going. Let's get a poll. We're gonna do the classic Friday poll. How was your trading week? We're gonna have a few options here. We're gonna try to get the hype level up here because hold on a second. I gotta make sure I get this right. Hold on, I'm trying to get this poll set up. Give me a second. All right. Man, why does the UI always do this? All right, I got a poll going. Everybody vote on the poll. How was your trading week? You got 3 options. You got absolute fire, like the dismal tide, or lukewarm. Let me know. Everybody hit that vote. Hit that vote. My week was absolute fire. I'm not trying to brag. It just was. It was a great week. Had a great week. That's it. Great week back. It was really nice to take a vacation, come back fresh. Okay. Although I will say I was pretty tired on Monday. And kind of on Tuesday, too. Alright, but it was good. I had a couple of weird days where I woke up at like 2 in the morning, and then I had to go back to sleep, and then I woke up at like 4. So that was a little rough, but I'm back to normal now. Where are we at? Do I ever use Fibonacci? I used to, not really anymore. Okay, Peter, it did show up. All right, well, hey, such is life. Such is life. I'm not going to delete the stream or anything. It's just going to be out there and whatever. We were having a discussion on how we're going to handle the passing of our beloved dog when it happens. I've already been saying, I don't know if people agree with this or not, but this is what I'm probably going to do. This is since I've been talking about what's been going on with my dog. My dog is 12 years old. He's half lab, half German Shepherd. He's a male. And he's big. and he's past the average lifespan of both of the breeds pretty much. And he's having a hard time now, you know, and eventually when the inevitable day does come that he passes, I think what we're going to do, we were kind of arguing back and forth about how we want to handle it, but we've came to an agreement. And I think what's going to happen is, like, he will probably be cremated and then ashes spread on, you know, both of our properties. And then I'm going to actually take some of the ashes and probably have them tattooed into me. I'll have them mixed with some ink with my tattoo artist, and I'll have them actually tattooed into me. So that's my plan. So anyway, we were kind of, because we were kind of arguing back and forth about it, because originally she wanted to do more of a burial, but I think cremation is more appropriate for that. Anyway, so that was it. And then still do like a ceremonial type thing. So anyway, now you all know. All right. Trader, you were long all week on NQ. That's cool. That's cool. Red candles, nice. I don't really use Fibonacci's. I don't really use them anymore. I used to use them a long time ago. Not really anymore. Not really anymore. Yeah, Andre, Heikenashi's. I used to use them back in the day. Not anymore. Oh, that's awesome, Sean. Hey, maybe he will. He already has arthritis, though, and he's got a lot of issues right now, so we'll see. We'll see, but 12 volt AC. Do I sell courses? Sort of. So I don't sell like multiple things. I have one thing, and it's right here. I'll just show you. I haven't even talked about it today. If you go into my link tree, it's pinned in the chat. You can also find it in the description. It'll take you here, and I have a school community. It's $99 a month, and it has everything that I do in here. It has a full course. It has weekly live coaching calls. There's daily support and personalized support, live chat updates throughout the trading session, chart updates, sorry, and chat. You get access to a premium Discord community when you join. It looks like this. And throughout the session, people ask questions. So you can see there's a bunch of top stuff in here. But then throughout the session, I post these chart updates with what the chart is developing as, so that we can all follow along in real time. We talk about things. We have a premium Discord. There's a classroom with the full courses. Let me look real quick, make sure I don't open the wrong. Yeah, okay. This is my bad. So you can open this. You can see this. There's the course here. Everything's video based. All the call recordings get put in here. Once you've been in here for 90 days or you do annual, you get access to the Freedom Collective, and there's an extra call from that. So it's all in here. Everything's in here. It's kind of like I think of it like a group. It's kind of like a course, but also a group mentorship program. So that's how it works. But I have a bunch of stuff for free on my YouTube channel. So check out my free 4-hour course on my YouTube channel first. Make sure you like it. It has actual sections from my paid course. Make sure you like my style before you sign up for anything. Yeah, exactly. It's not fake, Andre. It's not fake, but it averages things, right? So it's just basically turning your candlesticks into an indicator themselves. That's what it's doing. It's applying different mathematics to the chart. That's all it is. It's not like indicators aren't fake. They're just applying mathematics to the price. That's all they're doing. Representing the price differently. But the one thing that is confusing about Heiken-Ashi is that it will display price not actually where the close was. So you got to be careful of that. Yeah, you know, like trader, like Fibonacci's can be good. I do still look at them from time to time on longer term. I just don't really use them that much for like my main trading. But they are cool when there's a confluence with a key area and stuff. Shelly, if we get a red candle in this... yeah, sort of. But it's kind of in no man's land. I mean, you could kind of draw it like that. But like, look at where we are. The highs initially, I think we're probably going to want to test that level. So I'd be a little bit reluctant to take a trade here. It's kind of just grinding up. We do have the close outside new high. We got another leg to a new high. So it is possible though. It wouldn't be wrong necessarily, but where we're at, I just feel like we want to come back up and test the actual level. Like this is kind of, could make a triple test, but it's sort of shorting before the level. However, if you draw this line across, it does coincide with some other areas, or if you draw it up a little higher, it does coincide with this level here. It does make a triple test, so it is possible. It is possible. Can leave that on there like that. I still think it wants to come up and test this level up here, so we'll just leave it on there though. All right, what do we got? We might get a we might get a triple test here, but it's kind of grinding up, making higher highs, higher lows. If you look at this move down, we still didn't even get below that midline. You know, I don't know. You gotta, I realistically want it to come up to one of these key levels, and these candles are printing so slow. I mean, at this point, they're taking almost 4 minutes. Okay, so Miguel, nice to have you here. Go to my YouTube channel. Go to videos. Scroll down. And here you go. Full course, 4 hours long. Watch that. And then watch this here. I have a NinjaTrader tutorial and setup guide that's 23 minutes long, completely free. Free version of NinjaTrader. So check those out. And then check some of the recent videos. I actually have a video that will be going live on tomorrow morning. I got a long form video going live tomorrow morning that is about, let me tell you what it's about. Hang on. Everybody check it out. It's going to be about tick charts. It's going to be about tick charts, and it's short. 6 minutes and 27 seconds. So that video is going to go live tomorrow morning. All right, there we go. We went up to the level. So now we got to be careful here. We've tested this level a couple times, or this is our second time testing it before we broke out and failed. So let's see where we go here. Everybody, please smash that like. We're trying to get to 50 today. I don't know why we're struggling to get to 50, but we're trying to get there. We don't even have 30 yet. Abysmal. Abysmal. If you haven't voted in the poll, vote in the poll. We only got 16 votes in there. I want some more votes. Maybe we can get this thing cruising. We only got a few people that had absolute fire, so let's try to get some more votes in the poll that's in the chat. Let's get some more likes. Let's get some more subscribes. Let's do it all. Let's do it all. My bad. I got to check something real quick. Sorry, I got a funny message. I was messaging with, all right, anybody who doesn't know, I'm wearing a shirt right now. Hope Conspiracy. It's a hardcore band. That's why I put the Dismal Tide in the, as one of the options, because they have a song called The Dismal Tide. Anyway, I'm a big fan of hardcore music, and, my cousin just texted me. He's one of my best friends, and, he's listening to a band called The Wrong Side. And they're just super funny. There's some funny stuff there on their music. Anyway, little sidebar. For a bearish move, I'm looking for, well, honestly, a triple test would actually be feasible here. But this isn't really a triple test because this was a failed breakout over here. So this is really only a second test of this level since then. So it's risky. If we get a bearish bar and then we get like a nice lower high, that would actually be a pretty decent setup here. just taking it on following range rules. So we're probably going to get a bearish bar. Let's see what we get. I don't want to take this short necessarily, but if we get a nice lower high, then I might consider that. We could also consider this level here from these highs. You can see that blue line does fit that pretty nice. And that would actually give us more like a triple test. But what I want to see here is a break, one tick break below, and then come up and give us a nice lower high. That would be a nice one. What do I recommend when trading the all-time high? I don't know what you're asking me. I don't actually know what you're asking. Man, I wish I could play some other types of music sometimes, but YouTube is super strict. So unfortunately, I can't. Because I would love to, you know, occasionally. I'd probably lose some subscribers if I put on hardcore music, to be honest. But at least I'd have fun. At least I'd have some fun on it. It's funny, people always laugh because the music that I make is not that type of music. I make handpan, like chill vibe music. But I like a lot of types of music. I'm trying to pull up, if you want to check out a cool band, this is for, this will be for anybody interested. Where is it? Let me find it real quick. I'm trying not to make sure that it plays. I don't want it to play by accident, so give me a second. All right, so this is a recommendation for Sean. Sean, if you're still there, check out a band called E-Ray. It's I-R-A-E, right? Here, show you. Check out this band, E-Ray, I-R-A-E. Check out this little EP, and check out this song. 7 horns, 7 eyes, 7 seals. I think you'll appreciate it, Sean. Check it out, listen to it, check out the lyrics. I think you'll appreciate it. Anyway, sidebar. Little sidebar. Why not? All right. Shelly, what does it take to qualify as a lower high? Does the high have to drop? Okay, so to be a lower high, so now we have this candle right here, right? So all we need is a candle. After this candle closes, we just need another candle to breach this high right here, but not go higher than that high, and that would be a lower high when it closes. So I'll show you if it happens. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's see. Can I end this poll? End poll. Well, it looks like most people had a lukewarm week, but some people had a rough week. Some people had a good week, but sorry to hear that, everybody. Sorry if your week was mediocre. You know, there was a few days this week that were pretty slow, so I'm not surprised. Okay, so you're saying it can't happen on the next candle. To be a lower high, you need 3 candles. You need your candle that makes a high, you need another candle, and then you need at least another third candle. If it's just this high is lower than this one, that's not exactly what I mean by lower high. I want a little swing, right? So I want a little swing. So This is just one little leg down. So a lower high is almost like another leg. Sean, hopefully you were still here for that sidebar recommendation. Classic. That song is pretty cool. That song, there's a lot of references to like the Book of Revelation and stuff. Pretty cool, actually. So this is still just one leg. You see how there's no lower high here. We want a candle to make a lower high. But we're not getting one. Even so, we got to be aware of the fact that we are making some higher highs, higher lows still. And you can't ignore this. We keep making higher highs, higher lows. There's a bullish bias still, so we need to be careful. Oh, man. You know what I haven't done in a while was get the incense going. I used to get the incense going on all these streams, but I keep forgetting. I need to order some more. You know what? Maybe I'll go get one real quick. I'll be right back, everybody. Be right back. I'm back. I'm back. Hold on one second. Let me see. Check these comments. Yep, for sure. Project Panic, for sure. Sean, awesome to hear it. Check it out, man. You're gonna love that that band. That band is so good. Yeah, they're like a newer band too. Yep, and I agree, man. I agree with you, Sean. So I try to find like some of the bands that still you know, that still preach the word and have like really good values. So a lot of that's the thing that most people don't realize. Like obviously I don't listen to death metal, but a lot of hardcore is about having good values and all that sort of stuff. So I try to listen to bands like that. And that band in particular is really cool. But there you go. I feel like back in like the earlier, I feel like I have a playlist that I created at some point in here. Let me look. I think I have a playlist. Let me see. Playlist. Didn't I make a playlist on this? I could have sworn. Maybe I didn't make it yet. I was gonna make a playlist of like heavy bands, like heavy music that is still like faith-based, but I haven't done it yet. I'll do that eventually. All right. So you see what's happening here, everybody. We do have this little short term going on here, but like you can't ignore this angle of what's happening here. Now that doesn't fit from there, right? But from here, you can't really ignore higher highs, higher lows here. I mean, it doesn't exactly fit very well. Doesn't exactly fit. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's clearly, like, we clearly have an upward bias here. There's, you know, there's a few ways that you could look at it. You could even draw it from here. Maybe there's a shallow channel of some sort. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that you can't ignore this. Like, we're not going lower. And that's a concern when you're trying to trade range rules. Yeah, for sure, Sean. That's awesome. Wedge. Yeah, it clearly is making a wedge there. Yep, it is. Yes, it is. But we could still go lower here. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We still could. There's not actually a strong uptrend here. It's just you can't ignore that there's been an upward bias. You know, you can't really ignore that. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that, like, you know. Vanguard, yes. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I studied for a long time under Mac stuff. And I say it. I'm going to get some incense going here. And I say it right on... oh, look at this lower high. Hold on. I'll finish answering that in a second, Vanguard. Look at this lower high. Look at that. So you can see here, we broke out the top. We're getting a lower high. Let's see what we do, because this bias is clearly still there, but anyway. All right, so yeah, Vanguard, I say it on, I'm going to get my incense going here. I don't have the really good stuff, but this is still pretty good. And I got the old incense going in the office in a while. All right. So we got that one going. Put it over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see the smoke or not. My other one is way better, but that's okay. So yeah, Vanguard, I did study under Mac. You can actually see it if you go to my let's see, if you go to my YouTube channel, it says it right here, inspired by Mac from Patch Trading. Says it right there, right in my YouTube channel. If you go to my school community, says it right here, inspired by Mac from Patch Trading. And yeah, I think it's even on my website. If it wants to load. Yeah, even here, inspired by Mac from Patch Trading. It says it there too. So there you go. Yeah, I do things a little differently, but yeah, for the most part, it's all there. Well, there's no trade setup. There's no trade setup. We talked about this one, but I was saying that I really wanted a lower high, and the lower high was this, all in one bar, but there's no setup there. There's just no setup. This could be... The bias is still there. You can see there was an upward bias here. Downtrend. Does that close outside? Not really. But there's no setup. I'm pretty much done on the week. I mean, look at the ATR up here. We don't even have a 2 ATR. Like, it's pretty slow. So I'm just going to hang, and if we get a really amazing setup, then sure. But I just don't think we're going to. I mean, look at how slow this has been. I haven't seen a setup since the trade I took earlier, which was all the way over here. And that was at 7:19 a.m. It was literally 2.5 hours ago. Sorry, 3.5 hours ago. Jeez, is that what time it is? Where does the time go? All right, anyway, I'm looking at this right here. There's no setups that I really saw. There's only first entries. There's nothing here. This lower high never transpired. That was when we first started the stream. There was a lower high forming down here, second entry short, but it didn't form properly. Then we went up here. Don't want to take the failure there. I mean, looking at all this, like, I didn't miss anything. I literally don't see any other setups following the price action rules because it's just a slow day, and that's just what it is. It can, yeah, if we go up, that's what this magenta line is. This is the all-time high yesterday. It might happen. It might happen. We still have this upward bias, you know, overall. So I'm reluctant to take a short unless it really sets up nice, but I don't see anything setting up nice. Oh, sorry, I missed that comment. Project Panic. Try from the doji. Try from the doji. Oh, from here? I don't usually do... I don't want to have it going through this level. I don't like that. I don't like to do it that way. I don't like to start a trend like that, like this. Like, I don't like that. I know that it fits, but I don't like to make it fit, if that makes sense. What I could do, though, is I could go from the actual close. Sometimes that might fit a little better. I mean, if you do it like that, you could actually do it through this close. Here, let's do this. Could do it like that. It's a little bit better, I think, off of the actual close price right there. You know, something like that. But it still seems to be pretty intact. Like, there's not really anything that convincing there. So, anyway. If you're here, smash up that like button, everybody. Let's get it cruising. We only need 10 more subscribers to hit our goal. We need 18 likes to get to 50. Let's have a Friday goal celebration. I know I was talking about some pretty rough stuff in the beginning of the stream. I was talking about just what I've been seeing with the tragedy that happened the other day. So I'm sorry that I started off a bit somber. But man, it's just been heavy. It's been heavy. Got to be real about that. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. This is an important area now. So maybe something's going to happen. Maybe something's going to happen. Nine more subscribers to go to hit our target. Let's do it. Let's do it. We only need 9 more to go. I was originally saying it was an ambitious goal earlier in the stream, but I think we can do it. But we definitely need some more likes. I mean, we only need 16 more to get to 50. Maybe we can get a double goal today. That would be pretty sweet. I might need to make a cup of tea for that, though. I might need to make a cup of tea. I feel like I forgot to do something today. Anyone ever get that feeling? We're just like, man, I feel like I forgot to do something. I got nothing in my calendar. Huh. What am I feeling? What am I forgetting? Maybe I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. Weird. I had a weird feeling for a second, but I think I'm good. 5 more. Oh, wait, 15 more likes. 8 more subscribers to go. We're so close. Oh, man. I think we might... Dude, if we get a double goal celebration Friday, that's going to make my week. All right, so now we're breaching the high. I'm kind of considering this up channel as like a possible thing here still. It's like it's pretty aggressively trying to move up. It's trying to go for these highs. Here, let's draw, let's do this. Let's draw this line from these closes here, just in case. So we'll be aware of that line. I'm going to remove this blue line because it's just in the way. And I'm just going to be aware of this as a possibility. So let's see what we get here. Shrink that so it's not in the way. Really small ATR. Really small ATR. It's funny when it grinds up to an all-time high with tiny ATR like this. I think that there's probably... Project Panic was talking about this earlier. There's probably some people that are trading the new December contract already. And that's probably affecting things a little bit. I don't know when the rollovers are going to actually happen. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. 10:48. Yeah, it's like 3 minutes per bar almost. The last couple bars at least. $36 likes. 14 to go to get us to 50. We're on the road to 50 likes. We're on the road to 5,800 subscribers. It just got real bright in my office all of a sudden. I forgot to put the curtain up. Hold on. I'll be right back anyway, because I'm going to make a cup of tea while this is cruising. I'll be right back. Alright, I got the tea brewing. I got the door open, so you might hear some noise for a second. Hey, hey, Little Hammer. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. It's been a little while. Good to see you here. I'm just making a cup of tea real quick. Watching this slow grind price action as it tries to go towards a new all-time high. We got 41 likes. We only need 9 more to hit our goal of 50, and then we'll have a goal celebration. Same thing with subscribers. We only need 7 more to hit our goal. Oh, we got 42 likes. We only need 8 more. We're going to get there today. We're going to get there. I've been streaming for a long time now. We're getting close to 2 hours in. We haven't had a long stream in a while, though, so I figure why not? Let's have a little long stream. Just cruise. Just answer some questions. We had a really great discussion earlier about, you know, mathematics of trading, money management, prop firms, everything. Like, super great discussion. I actually really liked that. Really good one. So, that's pretty cool. 7 more likes to go. 6 more likes to go. And 6 more subscribers to go. Oh, thank you, Moonir B. Thank you. I appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. I'm just listening for my tea here. Or my water. Oh, sorry, you probably heard my New Jersey accent there. Even though I've been living out here for a long time, I still have the accent. 5 more subscribers to go to hit our goal. 6 more likes. Be right back. Hey, yeah, for sure, Sean, you're right. I won't make it a school class because people will be like, oh no, 2 hours. Why? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Pretty funny though. But I probably could make a clip of part of it. That could be good. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe. I could just make a video saying a lot more of that stuff. Okay, so 4 more subscribers to go, and we'll be at our goal of 5,800. 6 more likes to go, and we'll be at our goal of 50. Stream is cruising today. We've got, according to the metrics which lag, 345 views today on this stream. We'll probably get over 500 by the end of the day. A lot of people watch it after the fact, so that's pretty sweet. Got my tea. Mug of tea here, herbal tea. Lemon echinacea, if you're wondering. All right, so we're at the highs here. So now we have a 1, 2, 3 triple test of that level. Let's see what happens. Will I short? No, I'm still not going to short that because look at this bullish bias. I don't want to just pick a top here. It's dangerous. I need a proper setup. That's right. Got the N for Nick. That is right. My girlfriend's name is Brittany, so we have one that has a B as well. But also my last name, Bannock, so it's also a B. So there we go. That's a pretty nice candle, to be honest. Pretty tempting. Pretty tempting. Don't tilt on a Friday, though. Pretty tempting. Look, man, because I used to do that type of stuff, and it just doesn't really work long term. Doesn't really work. The point of these live streams is much more about discussion about trading and how to look at price action and all that. It's not really like it's not really meant to just be like always be in a trade type stuff. That's not really the goal of these. The goal is to like show you how I look at the markets, how I analyze things, how I trade, what my mindset is, that sort of stuff. That's more of what this is. And also to go over the trades for the day, which there's not a lot today. There was a lot more yesterday. And so like, because all morning I'm posting the chart updates to my paid community. So the beginning part of the stream is always me going over all the trade setups that I've been posting throughout the day, just explaining them and how they follow the rules that I teach in the course. So that's the way this goes. It's kind of just an extension of like, the way I used to do it was I used to just do like a daily video where I would just like at the end of my trading session, I would just do a video going over all the setups and then be done. But I started doing it as a live stream because it was more fun and I like talking to everybody. And then it just kind of became, okay, well, I'll go over the trades in the beginning of the live stream and then people can leave if that's all that they want to see, or if they got stuff to do. And then the rest of it is just, hey, let's just talk. Let's just have a conversation with traders, go over things, watch the price action, discuss things. But it's not really about like, oh, let me just take 1,000,000 trades. And it's not really about that. Because I only take 1 to 4 trades a day. I don't take like a ton of trades. It's just not the way I do it. I did, yeah. Hey, good to see you there, by the way. Game Update 101. I like your name. Yeah, right here. I took this second entry long earlier, but it was pretty early in the day. 7:19 a.m. my time. So about a little 3.5 hours ago, I took that trade. That's the last, and it's the only setup I saw that was a really good, more or less A+ setup. There was a short over here that I didn't take. That's okay. The rest of these setups, not really much here. I'm trading the ES, which is the S&P 500 futures contracts, on the 2,000 tick chart. It is. It's the ES. Yep, you can see it up in the corner here. ES, September 2025 contract. 2,000 tick. Each candlestick is 2,000 trades. That's what the countdown is. It's counting down the number of ticks from 2,000 every time. Hey, well, games update. Good to hear that you're at least in the green on a Friday. That's good. That's good. That's good. We only need 5 more likes to hit our goal. So let's get some likes going. If you're here, hit that like button. Let's get to 50. Let's get to 50. Hey, that's all good. That's all good, man. That's all good. Steve, hey, awesome question. You know, I know something funny about this, Steve. And by the way, welcome. And thanks for your subscribing. I appreciate you. This is the funny thing. Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time, I'm going to have a YouTube video that's launching. And it's about why I trade tick charts. It's literally about that topic. Now, if you also go to my YouTube. So go to my YouTube. Now, I have a really long course right here, 4-hour course. It has actual sections from my paid community course. That one's here. Check that out. But also, right here, I have a video. Why the 2000 tick chart beats all others. 2-minute video. That one talks about this. I know I have another one somewhere. But anyway, I like to make videos about it every so often. So that'll be... So definitely watch that tomorrow. But I'll tell you now as well. The way I look at price action is... When you have a candle based on a number of contracts, a number of transactions, that helps you see how the price action is flowing a little bit better than a time frame would do. So I just think that you get more information out of it. I just think you're gonna get more volume is implied in it. So that's the thing. Hey, we just hit 5,800 subscribers. You know what that means, everybody. You know what that means. Goal! It's a goal, everybody. Thank you for getting us to our subscriber goal today. We only need 2 more likes to get our second goal. So we might even hit 2 goals in like a matter of minutes here. Okay, let me see something. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. So Steve, the 2000 tick chart lines up pretty well with like a 1-minute chart. 30 seconds sometimes, 1 minute, sometimes 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It depends on how fast things are going, at what time of day we're at. So it helps me see the speed at which people are transacting and the volume in the market is implied in the candles. So I think it helps you spot price action better than a time-based chart. But the videos that I have will explain it even better than what I just did. Munir, how... I don't know. With TradingView has a lag. If you don't pay for the real-time data, it lags, I think, 10 minutes. That's probably why. If you don't pay for the real-time data. Hey, cool. Good for you, game update. Good for you. What tick size? For NQ, 1000 works pretty well. 1000 works pretty well. Uh-oh. What do I see? 50 likes. Goal! We got 2 goals on a Friday. Thanks for making my week, everybody. Thanks for making my week and getting us there. That's awesome. We haven't had a double goal day in a while, so that's pretty cool. Nice to have 50 likes. Nice to hit over 5,800 subscribers. Let's keep cruising on it. Why not? Why not? That's awesome. Let's get some trophies in the chat. We got trophies in the chat. MST. Welcome, fam. Welcome. Thanks for getting us there. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. I don't think I did. I think we're all good. Oh, wait. Whoops. I'm sorry. I missed John's question. I'm sorry, John. Good thing I went back. Okay, so for a short here, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. We do have a triple test here. 1, 2, 3, triple test. The problem is we just broke back out of this previous range high area. You don't have a lot of room to go short there without hitting that level, right? There's only 3 ticks there between those levels. You also have this trend line that still kind of looks like it's in play. So it's risky. Could you go short here? Yeah, you could take it as a triple test. But with an uptrend in play, I don't think so, because you don't want to short while this up channel is still going. And you see what's happening here? It's really struggling here. We don't know if the range is going to win here or the trend. We're really close to the all-time high. So if you're going to go short, what you really want to see is maybe a break and a new high, or at least a break and a lower high that's pretty aggressive with a down channel that has established itself. So I don't really see any good opportunities to short. Now we could look for a possible long if it sets up. There's not really one that I think will set up here. I'm not really looking to take a long right into this level. We need this to we need a little bit more price action, but it's so slow today. I mean, man, I can give you scenarios, but like, look at this day. We haven't had a setup since way earlier. Just one of those rare days where it's just really slow, not a lot of good ones. Do I think... You know, good question. Good question. So you asked if I think that failed second entries are better than second entries in a trading range. I think that's what you meant by those numbers. I wouldn't say they're better. Honestly, failures in ranges are sometimes risky because a lot of times they happen in the middle of the range. I don't think that second entries are the best thing to look for in ranges. I think triple tests and failed breakouts with lower highs and higher lows are what you want to look for. Second entries can be good when they do set up the right way, but they're not really what I'm looking for. I like them with confluence, right? Like if I get like a triple test that's also a second entry. A lot of times failures in a range happen in weird spots. Like, and you don't want to be taking trades in the middle of a range anyway for the most part. So, hopefully that answers the question. Let me know what you're drinking. I'm drinking some herbal tea, lemon echinacea. Let's read the saying. I don't want to read it. It's too cringy. Too cringy. Can't read it. Too cringy. And listen, if I think something is too cringy, me being a guy that likes dad jokes, likes to do goal celebrations, if I think something's cringy, you know it's cringy. So there you go. I'm going to wait for some questions to come in. We're going to watch this price action grind. I got to check something real quick, so just give me a second. Don't worry, I'm not reading this to anybody. I'm just looking at something. I had something pop in my head and I just wanted to check it out real fast. There it is. There it is. Lower high established all in one candle. So we'll see what it does. Okay, cool. Hold on, all my books are falling over. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Sorry. You ever do that? You ever feel like that? You just got to check something out real quick. Something pops in your head, you got to look at it real quick. Have to do it. Sometimes you just got to do it. Especially on a day like today when every candle is taking multiple minutes. Nobody answered my question of what they're drinking today. I'm drinking my tea. Let me know in the chat. What do you got? What do you got? I don't drink alcohol, by the way. So, this is herbal tea. I don't even really drink much caffeine. I only drink green tea. I don't drink any other, like, high caffeine source or anything. Just green tea. You could say I'm a little bit boring. I'm okay with it. Fully embrace it. Tap water. Nice. Water. Nice. 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 All right, so we're making an equal high here. Now, on an equal high, it can be treated as a lower high if it comes down. Coffee, nice. I used to drink a lot of coffee, but I don't drink it anymore. Look at this. All right. This is now getting interesting. This is now getting interesting because look, this is similar to this pattern. We hit this high and we got a lower high that then it was equal that dumped. You got to look at repeat patterns because when they happen, they can be interesting. Now, oh, we formed a doji. Dang it. Dang it. Every time that I think something fun is going to happen today with this price action, it's just giving us the slowness. I'm about to just play handpan for you guys on my actual handpan or something. Like, what else are we going to do here? What else are we going to do? Is it a Friday handpan day? We bust out the handpan? Here, we'll do a vote. We'll do a vote on it. Here, let's get a poll going. Let's get a poll going. Okay, we got a poll going. Should I play my handpan live right now for you? Yes or no? I have to turn off the noise gate on the microphone so it doesn't sound weird if I'm going to do it. Nice, my man's got coffee with cookies and cream protein powder. Man, that sounds pretty awesome, to be honest with you. Andre, yeah, the all-time high can lead to some weird stuff. Let's see. So far, we got 10 votes. We got an 80-20 going. 80% say yes. 20% say no. If you voted no, let me know. Is it because you don't like handpan music? Or is it because it's not about trading? Let me know. Or some other reason. Let me know in the chat. No shade. No... It's all love here, so if you don't like it, it's all good. We got a pretty decent amount of votes. 12 votes. 83% yes. 85% yes on 13 votes. Fluctuating. 15% on no. Yeah, it sounds like a pre-workout mix. That's right. That does sound like that. Speaking of which, I still need to take... I forgot to take my creatine. The only supplement I really use is creatine. I forgot to take it this morning. I need to take some. I gotta get a workout going after this. It looks like the sun maybe popped out. It was super foggy this morning here, almost like Lord of the Rings style. Pretty cool. But it looks like the sun is popping out. It's supposed to be nice today and tomorrow. Super gnarly on Sunday, and then nice the rest of the week after that. So, it could be an interesting week. All right, well, I think that's 14 votes. We got 14 votes. Everyone vote in the poll if you're here. Everyone vote in the poll real quick. I'm going to give it, you see this timer up here? I'm going to wait until it's 11:16 and 30 seconds. So one more minute. I'll give it like one more minute. I'll let it actually go to 11:17 because I know there's a lag on YouTube. So I'll give it till then on my side, and then I'll conclude the poll. If we got enough votes, yes, then I will do it. But there's not that many people who voted. So vote in the poll in the chat real quick. I'm not sure what that means. Silent Hill foggy. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. But it was pretty cool. Like really foggy. Kind of looked almost like, you know, Lord of the Rings or like some dramatic, you know, it made me think of like Vikings or something dramatic, you know? I know, man. It's true, Jarvis. It's because I didn't post it yet. My bad. I got busy traveling. And I did record a new song. I actually think I might have two, honestly. Shoot, do I have two? I might have two, actually, songs that I recorded. I know I have at least one that I haven't posted. But I might have more than that. And I gotta go through and look. It's just I've been slacking on posting the handpan music. I play it every day. But I will post it soon. I will post some more music soon. Nice, nice, nice. All right, Jarvis, I will definitely post it soon. I will. I'll try to post it this week. I'll try to do that. All right, that's enough votes. We got 16 votes. Most people said yes. The people who said no did not tell me why they said no. We got 87% yes, 12% no. Something like that. Weird math. Okay. Weird math. All right. This is congestion right here anyway. So there's no trade setup anyway. So we'll just kind of roll with it. All right, let me do this. Let's turn off. Turn that off. And I'm going to hope that this doesn't scuff everything. But I'm going to turn off the noise gate, which might make things a little bit funky. All right, let's try to get set up here. All right. You guys want me to make this just the whole camera on me, or do you want me to leave it how it is so you can see the price action? Let me know. All right, I'm just trying to get set up to make sure that it's going to sound normal. Hold on. How does it sound coming on the other side? It's hard to play it in this chair because of the armrests. All right, I'll get the other hand pan. All right, let me just look real quick at what's going on here. Sorry if I'm sitting like a gargoyle. Yep, I'm keeping a side eye. We are breaking out the top here. This looks like it's going to fail to me. But we bounced off this trend line, so it's so risky to do anything right here. You don't want to short this because this trend line is still in play, even though it keeps looking like it's going to be a failed breakout. But now look, we did try to break out of this level. You know, it's just risky here. It's risky. All right. Project Panic, bringing the heat. Love it. I got Spam Risk calling me. Hold on. Spam Risk. Spam Risk. I'm not in any trades right now. Just watching. Price action's just chilling. It's really slow. Yeah, I mean, Chris, that makes sense. All right, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you don't want to long all the way up here. KRRK. You don't want to long all the way up here. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Hey, you know what? I'm trying to keep the people entertained, keep everyone safe, right? Man, I didn't think we were going to get this many subscribers today. We're way higher than what my goals originally were. We started the stream with a goal of getting to 5,800, and we totally beat that. We had 50 likes for our goal. So let's make new goals. We'll set them high. Like our goal for likes will be if we get to 75, we'll do one more goal celebration. If we get to 5,811 subscribers, we'll do another goal celebration, just in case. Yeah, does the mic sound really weird? I'm sorry if it does. I had to turn off the noise gate. Does it sound better or worse, Project Panic? The noise gate removes all the background in the office, like the fan on my computer. If you hear people clanking around in the other room, it removes all that stuff. But you can't do it with music because it messes up the sound of the music. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I actually like it without it, but it picks up too much stuff. But yeah, this room isn't ideal for music anyway because you can hear the fan on my computer. We're going up to the all-time high here. The reason it's dangerous is that most breakouts fail. So when you're at a high like this, like if you just zoom out like this, you're longing the absolute high of the day. It's just dangerous to take a long at a high of the day. Now, sure, does it work here? Yeah, it looks like it kind of does, but it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Yep, for sure. All right, so it's hard for me to play it anyway because my armrests are blocking me from going underneath the pan and hitting the lower tone fields, but I'm trying anyway. All right, so I'll play this other hand pan real quick while we wait for this all-time high. This one's harder to play with this setup. All right, let me see if I can fix the mic now. Check. All right, I'm trying to fix it back. Hopefully it sounds normal again. There we go. Little fun for a Friday. If anybody just joined late, I'll let you know. I'm a handpan player, so we were just listening to some of my music. I'll show you. I'll put it back on real quick. I was just playing this handpan. Here, let me turn up the... This is the handpan I was just playing. It's a Nordley's. Here, let me put on a different... Here, let's put on this track. This is what I was just playing, this handpan. But it's too hard to play it in this chair with the armrests. So it was interrupting me getting underneath and tapping the keys properly. Also, I can't necessarily position the mic exactly how I would. When I do record music, I don't do it with this mic. I do it with a different setup. So, but just a little fun. All right, let's turn the quality back down. That's what we're listening to, if anyone's wondering. All right, we're almost at the all-time high, so I needed to come back anyway. All right. 55 likes, 5806 subscribers. Awesome. Awesome. I've been streaming for probably way too long now. But there we go. I know for sure, Shelly. Why not? You know, why not? Maybe if I get, maybe I'll do some sort of a better setup for it at some point. Good time. The first handpan I was playing is my F sharp low pygmy. The other one I was just playing just now is the one we're listening to, which is the Nordley's. It's called the Nordley scale. Good times. And we got a bunch of views right now. Way more than I thought. So that's cool. Hey, Shelly, I like your thinking. I like your thinking. Friday pan. Little Friday pan. Celebrate the week. What a week, everybody. Look at this. Where are, like, the reason I'm not stopping right now is because I just want to see what happens when we get to the all-time high. So it's like we might as well just hang out for a little bit. Why not? This is like hilarious. Like earlier, I don't know if you saw me with my, you know, I'm like over here. It's like so slow that I had time to read a section of the Bible while there was stuff going on. I'm like looking at other stuff, chatting. Just hilarious. Julio, good to have you here. Yeah, I mean, there's 6,600 is where it rejected. Where it rejected yesterday. We're almost there. We're within one tick. There it is. We just tapped the all-time high. If it breaks through, I'll just probably remove the level. Because it's not as important once it breaks through. Depending on how it performs here, or what it does here. I gotta say, this has been a pretty fun stream, despite the price action being slow today. So, thanks for everybody who decided to hang out and just spend some time, you know? One thing about trading is that you don't really have that, like, you know, after work vibe. You know, like at some jobs, you work a job and it's like Friday and you like go out, you hang out, you get lunch with your friends that you work with that you like and all that sort of stuff. You just don't really have that in trading. So it's cool to do these live streams and be able to kind of have that sort of post hoc hangout, you know? Nice. Look at it go. Okay, we breached the all-time high. Totally breached it. New all-time high just happened. You knew it was going to happen on a Friday. We knew it. We called it out earlier. The bullish bias was there. Well, Chris, I'm glad you had a winning trade there. Glad you had a winning trade. Good for you. Good for you. Let's see what happens. Don't get fooled by this bearish bar. Don't get fooled by this. Don't get fooled by it. Sometimes on all-time highs, we got blue skies above us. Two more subscribers and we'll have one more, we'll have another goal celebration. We're at 5809. Let's do it. Let's get to 5811. We'll have another goal celebration. I don't know. We're just smashing the goals today. And then we won't do another subscriber celebration goal for today, but what we'll do is we'll do a 75 like goal still. 75 likes is a lot. So if we get there, sweet. We got 60 right now. Where's Matt when you need him? I was hoping Matt was going to be with us today. We don't got Matt cruising around. Everybody, while we're watching this, while we're waiting, let me pull this up and move it over. Pull this up. Move it out of the way of the price action. Hold on. I don't want to block the price action. All right, if you want to learn more about what I do, just check the link tree. And you can see here, become a price action trader. It's also in the description. This is my full, everything I do. So if it's your first time checking me out, $99 a month. It's my full course, everything, weekly live coaching calls, group mentorship. Everything is included in here. It's everything that I wish that I would have had when I started trading. We have weekly calls. They all get recorded and put in the classroom. Really cool stuff. There's live chart updates that I do throughout the session where I post screenshots of the chart, the setups. We break them down. We talk about them. You get access to a premium Discord. It's all in there. You can join my free Discord here, but you only get access to the premium channels where I'm the most active if you're a member. And then, sorry, Mike was a little far away from me. I was a little messed up after my setup there. And then also, if you go to my YouTube, if you want the free stuff, go here. I got a video coming out tomorrow morning, so definitely look out for that. That's on Tick Charts. There's a 4-hour course down here. That's actual sections from my paid course. Ninja Trader Setup Guide. There's a bunch of stuff here. That's all the free stuff, so definitely check that out first. Before you join the paid community, I would say check some of that out first. You know, I want people to be well informed of how I do things before they join. Sat Matt. Oh, we got this Matt. That's a different Matt. We got more than one Matt now. That's awesome. But that's good that you're here, Matt. Sat Matt. We have another Matt too that always makes funny jokes that I thought might be here too. So right now, my bias is I'm waiting for a deeper pullback setup. So if we get a long, right? If we get a long, it will be off of the trend line and EMA area. I don't see a short setup because we're still in this up channel that seems to still be functioning. See this up channel? Zoom out. We still have an up channel here. So you can't go short while we're in that. Until it gets a break and a new extreme. How long have... I've been going live. King trades. Let's see. I don't even know, man. A long time. We'd have to go look. Let's see. Let's see. We'll go to live. Here. Oldest. 9 months ago. Before that, I used to do private live streams for my paid community. So a little bit longer than that ago. I've probably been doing it since... Probably been doing live since November, I think. Something like that. Because I have the paid community ones that are only in my... that are inside here. That are all recorded. I used to do the live streams private. Before that, what I used to do was I would post the daily review of the chart. YM? I don't trade YM. Project Panic. Is it strange for me to see so many of my heads in my thumbnails? Yes. It's a lot of Nick. It feels, to be honest with you, it feels like vain or something. Like it almost feels like it feels weird and a little bit corny, but at the same time, it's like people connect with people. So I have to show my face. Like if I thought about that for a long time. Like, should I just run my whole YouTube channel? Should I just run my whole YouTube channel like this without my face, right? But I decided not to do that because I just think that it's better for people to connect, right? I like to connect with people, so I want to connect with people. So I just do it like that. But yeah, it is a little odd. It's a little cheesy and corny sometimes. You know, if you do it your YouTube channel faceless, it's different vibe. I wanted to connect with people, so that's why I do it. But it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. It does feel a little weird sometimes. Can I look at YM, please? I don't trade YM. I don't even know, like... I mean, like, I don't want to even pull it up, to be honest, because earlier in the stream, we looked at NQ, even though I don't trade it. I've never traded YM, so I don't even really want to look at it that much. Yeah, so I just put my face on the thumbnails because it's what works. You know, you got to kind of go with what works. The unfortunate thing about YouTube is that it's like if I did things exactly the way that I wanted to, it wouldn't work as well. That's the unfortunate problem. Yeah, that's the unfortunate problem. So, yeah, like if I don't put my face on there, like you'll see if you just look up any like big YouTube trading channel, they all have their face on there. It's just how it is. Like in your thumbnail is like this. I've kind of tried to shy away from doing like the faces where I'm just like, you know, stuff like that. Like those ridiculous. I tried to shy away from that a bit because I used to do it as like an experiment and it did work. But it's just corny. Yeah, John B, I did. I only took one, though, and it was all the way back here. It's this one that I have labeled that I talked about earlier. It's a second entry long right here. That's the only trade I took. I haven't seen any good setups pretty much since. There's some stuff in here that's worth considering, but nothing great. So I'm not really going to mark those because they're just not good. We got in a double top here. So let's see. If we get a really good one, I'll just take one just for the purposes of showing how to do it. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, it's like at this point, I probably want to end the stream pretty soon. I've been at it for over 2.5 hours now, and I'm starting to get exhausted. But we'll watch for a second here because we just made a new all-time high, and that's pretty fun. It's funny when you have days like this where there's all these other things, there's all these other setups, like you see all this movement, but if you follow the rules for the way I scalp, some days you get amazing and a lot of setups, and some days you get less setups, but you just have to be okay with that. Got to follow the rules. Chris, nah, man, I don't like ICT strategies. I don't like that whole stuff. I think the fair value gap is ridiculous. I don't agree with it. It's not my thing. If it works for you, that's great, but it's not my thing. I don't think it's a great trading style that has much of an edge, so I don't mess with it. But if it works for you, that's great. It doesn't jive with the way that I trade and the style I trade. Also, the person who invented it, I'm very dubious of that person. Dude claims that he created an algorithm that runs the entire market and stuff like that, and I just think it's nonsensical. So, I just don't trust the judgment. But also a lot of other aspects of that strategy that guy teaches are just basically repurposed Wyckoff strategy that's been out since like the 70s, I think, or whatever year the Wyckoff was coming out with their stuff, or his stuff, or whatever. Yeah, YM is okay for swing trading. I just don't think it's good for scalping. It doesn't move very far. Hey, why do I use Ninja? I just do. I don't know. I just like it. I like Ninja. I like them as a broker too. They're just good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's different stuff you can do all the same stuff on Sierra chart as you can on Ninja. I think Sierra chart's awesome. If I were to pick a different platform to use, it would probably be Sierra chart. So I like both. Ninja Trader, I like Sierra chart. I've downloaded Sierra chart and messed with it, but I never actually like tried to trade live with it. But I just like Ninja Trader, and the reality for me is like, look, if I have something that works really amazing and it's great, I'm going to stick with it because it does everything that I need, and it's really good. Give me 1 second. Sorry, heard a weird noise. Needed to investigate. Yeah, man, whatever. Hey, whatever's working for you, that's cool. But don't be caught off guard. This thing could reverse on us. Don't be caught off guard. Got to be patient today. All right, let's see. No, wouldn't have been that. Wouldn't have been that. It was my partner. She was going out and checking something out real quick. Yeah, for sure, Chris. My average, it varies. My stop loss always goes 1 tick above or below the signal bar. And then my take profit is typically anywhere from 4 ticks to higher for my scalp. And then I leave a runner. So it just varies. Julio, yeah, so much young people do trade that. You know, I think this is it. Here's what I think it is. This is why I think it's so popular. I think it's luck of the draw, right? So sometimes something gets popular, even if it's not that cool or not that useful, right? Like, it just, sometimes things just happen that way. Like, for example, when DVDs came out, or VHS, or cassette tapes, or whatever, there was other technology sometimes that was actually better than what became the mainstream, but something else became the mainstream, right? Like, that can happen. And I do see that happen quite a bit with pretty much everything. And in the case with like trading, sometimes a YouTuber might just get popular and then they blow up. And I think the ICT thing blew up during COVID when everyone was home and everyone was on YouTube back then trying to learn things and figure out how to make money. And it got big. Some people, you know, and it ended up working for them, and I'm happy for them, right? If that's what works for you and that makes you a profitable trader, that's amazing. So congrats to you if that is what works. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of became popular. Then young people started trading it. And then, I don't know, it just took off and it became popular on TikTok. And then that kind of attracted young people. And so there's a lot of people who just got really into it. And then I think there's a few YouTubers who blew up because they were trading prop firms with it. And that's how it went. You know, that's just what it is. I don't have any other reasoning besides that. Like, it blew up, it got popular, and so be it. That's fine. Whatever works for people, you know? What I do is not for everybody because it requires a ton of patience. But at the same time, I think it just works really well. And sometimes it's like really chill because, like, I was done for the day. Like, after that one trade, I didn't need to trade anymore. So I'm like hanging out with all you guys, having a good time. Like, I don't need to trade anymore. Like, I'm all good, you know? And yeah, King, you're right. And that's the thing. Like, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it works, right? Like, it works. Just like Wyckoff works. So, you know, shout out to the people who have that strategy and it works for them. That's great. Personally, it doesn't jive with my style of how I read the price action. So I don't like it. So that's it. Look at that. Big bearish candle there. Technically, this is a second entry long, but when you have a double top, you can reset your count. So you could treat this big green bar as either a first entry or a second entry, but it's a breakout pullback of the previous level that we were at. So let's see how this plays out. Let's see how this plays out. We'll see if we get follow through here. Oh, check it out. We hit 58.11. You know what that means. Goal! We got another goal. That's a lot of goal celebrations for the day, everybody. That's 3 goal celebrations today. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, you know, a lot of times most breakouts fail. Even if they only fail temporarily, most breakouts fail. I live by that. Yeah, you're probably right, Project Panic. That was a pretty big candle. The EMA is the 21 EMA. Hey, Matt is here. There he is. The other Matt is here. The other Matt is here. Yeah, man, I love when we have a good goal celebrations. Look at all that. That's amazing. That's an amazing. What an amazing day. How many ticks are we here? I forgot to measure this. My bad, everybody. Getting distracted. To get 4 ticks, you need it to go up to this level, because you need 6 ticks of movement. Right now, if you were in this trade, you might get out right there on a limit order at 4 ticks, but you need it to come up to this level to guarantee it. It probably would have got you there, though, because I saw the ask move up. The ask price did move up. Well, this is a breakout pullback, which is pretty decent, honestly. It's a pretty decent setup. We can mark this trade. I would call this a yellow. It's not a perfect setup, but it is a decent one. So what we have here is what's called a second entry long and a breakout pullback. Now remember I said this is a double top, so you could treat this like one leg. And we can wait, because we might even get another attempt here. We might get a higher low, which would be even better. Oh, nice, Sean. Nice. Glad to see that you got it. Handles? I don't know what they're talking about, King Trades. I literally don't even know what they're talking about when they say handles. I talk about ticks. I got no idea what they're talking about. I never knew what they meant when they said handles. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Wait, how is that a bad signal bar? Game update. That's a pretty good signal bar. I mean, that's a really bullish bar. How would that be a bad signal bar to you? You would go long. 1 tick above it. Stop loss 1 tick below. Pretty decent setup. I mean, you're going to have a 13 tick stop on that. Oh, look at it go. You got a runner there. Sean, hopefully you got a runner there. Look at it go. Right off the level. Right off the level. Nice. Hopefully you got out with a limit order at the top of the trend line. Oh, 4 ticks is one handle. I call that a point, King Trades. I call 4 ticks is a point to me. I just call it ticks and points. I don't know. Handles or contracts? Wait a second. I'm confused now, guys. I just say contracts, ticks, and points. I don't know. Handles, I'm not even going to say. Sounds corny anyway. Hey, nice, man. Nice trade there, Sean. Nice trade. There you go. Had to wait a while for that one, but there it is. This is one of those ones that you could argue is a green arrow, but I'm only going to mark it a yellow because the double top there. Doesn't really, it makes it sort of a second entry, but not a ideal type one. So we'll leave it there. But that's the close outside a new high of this channel. So this channel has played out. So we can leave it here, but it has played out because we got to close outside new high. But anything's possible on a Friday. This thing could keep running. I didn't draw a measured move of the original range. Did it? No, it's not all the way up there. That would be wild. We could draw. Would be my next target. 66.0850 would be my next target if we go higher. All right. But hey, I had a good time, everybody. I think we should wrap it up here because it's been fun. It's been fun, but I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. Getting stir crazy. I need to go to the gym and get a workout in. I feel like I need to go get a workout in. I'm going to take some creatine and go work out. Thanks, everybody, for being here, though. I appreciate you all. It's all love. All love, respect. Respect the conversation. Respect you all. I appreciate talking to different traders that have different experiences, different ways of doing things. It's just refreshing. It's always refreshing to be able to just kind of, you know, hang out and do this on a Friday. Thanks for tolerating me playing handpan. Hopefully some of you had some enjoyment there. Thanks for all the support. And, you know, I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. We got 60 people on right now, so we're at like the top of the stream here, but I think it's time to roll out and end the stream. Everybody that joined late, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. I'll be streaming again on Monday morning, so I'll see you all then. So after the stream ends, I'll set up the stream for Monday so that you guys can all hit your notifications and we can join. That'll be at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time when I go live on Monday. So I'll get it all set up. Kamau, good to see you. We're just about to wrap up the stream because I've been streaming for almost 3 hours already. So, but anyway, really good time today. Nah, you're all good, Kamau. You could go back and watch it. We had a lot of fun. We had a whole bunch of cool discussions today. Really cool discussions. Played handpan for a while. Did a bunch of stuff. Check out the link tree if you want to learn more about what I do. And anyway, yeah, I only had one trade today. And it was early on, just to recap, it was this one right here. And that was it. And then I called it good. And just hung out with everybody. This was a good setup here. Some people just took this one, so that's nice. I didn't take it, but I just marked it off because I'm definitely done for the day. And done for the week. It was a great week. But thanks, everybody, for being here. Hope everybody has an amazing weekend. And I'm looking forward to catching up with everybody on Monday. All right, talk to you soon.